Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean, and I'm bringing you another turn of a gathering storm over Asia. So I knew I wanted to play both of them, but I was going to play them one after the other. But I'm like, that doesn't make sense because if I'm doing a world at war, I might as well play both of them simultaneously. Because what if there are things that overlap? I looked in the rule books. Well, Gathering Storm doesn't have anything because Gathering Storm came out many years before Storm Over Asia. And Storm Over Asia, some of the stuff, it's not abundantly clear. Just like the rules for both games are really not clear on the majority of things. So basically, I have doubled down on the insanity. So you can see here, this is the madness that is ensuing. So I made it to Spring of 36 in Gathering Storm. So I haven't played any Gathering Storm. So what I wanted to do with Storm Over Asia was get caught up. I've just completed the Winter 35. So now both games will be caught up and synchronized. So I thought that Storm Over Asia, now that I've played 4 turns of Gathering Storm, I thought Storm Over Asia would be pretty easy. No, that's not so much the case. The rules are no better. So basically they've taken the same formula, and like I have doubled down on the insanity of playing both of these games at the same time, GMT/Bruce Harper have doubled down on the insanity of making the rules exactly the same and not really doing anything to help each other. Let's go over here. So I even have another table. This is just, excess chits. So Storm Over Asia. Let's see. Do we have a... Let's see if we can see. Do we have... 2020. So Storm Over Asia... been published in 2020. And then Gathering Storm, let's look. It looks like, you can see in that bottom corner there, 2015. So in 5 years, we should have been able to improve on the formula that was presented to us here. No, we have not. They have not done that whatsoever. So let's go back over here. I mean, I could go, if I put a little sticky note for every time I found something that just didn't make sense or was super confusing, then that thing would be full of sticky notes. So like, for example, there's one error right here. You can see we have Spring 35 and then we have Spring 35 instead of Spring 36. There's all kinds of typos or whatever that fill the rule book. There's one, like during your setup, they did include a setup card in this game, which kind of helped and kind of didn't. I still had to watch their video to help me set this whole thing, because you can see there's just counters like these all get set up from the beginning. These all get set up from the beginning. Some of this stuff is set up from the beginning. It's crazy. But like on the setup card, it says place the Chinese Cohesion United Front counters in their respective boxes east of Shensai. Well, the last time I checked. So here we go. Here's your setup card. So Chinese Cohesion and United Front counters are placed on the indicated spaces east of Shensai and Sichuan. These counters are transferred to the Chinese scenario card, blah, blah, blah. Well, look, there's Sichuan and there's Shensai, and here's the setup boxes. The last time I checked, north was that way, south was that way, east is to the right, and west is to the left. So how does this happen? How does that happen? Tell me that, Bruce Harper. How does that happen? And in his setup video, he does the same thing. So it's just stuff like that. Like that's kind of that's a little bit easier one to figure out, right? Like, okay, yeah, they made a mistake, but there's other things that are in the rules that are just, you don't know if it's a mistake or not. You just got to play the game and figure stuff out. But so one thing that I was not sure about is there's nothing in the Gathering Storm, Storm over Asia rules that talk about Russia and the Purge. So the way I'm handling it is I'm just doing one Russian Purge card draw for both sides, because otherwise you're going to have an Asian Purge and a European Purge, and I don't think that's really the way things played out in real life. There was just one Purge, right? So it's probably the wrong way to play it. I don't know. Guidance. Can anybody, have anything or have any words to say about that? Couldn't really tell you. So I'm playing, now I will be playing, when I do the Russian Purge, I will be doing it, whatever card draw I get, I will apply it to both Gathering Storm and Storm over Asia. I'm not going to draw one card for that side of the table. I'm not going to draw a separate card for this side of the table. It's probably the wrong way to do it, but who knows? So anyway, let's see the state of things. So as of winter 1935, Japan has conquered northern China. I kind of left the military markers there for now, but basically what happens is this guy goes away, that guy goes away, and then there'll be a garrison. So I'll garrison northern China with that unit. So yeah, Japan handily won northern China. It's taken them a couple of seasons to do it, but stuff takes a little while. We've had a little. There was the communists were pushing hard here, but they've been kind of pushed back. Let's see, nationalist China is doing pretty good in Sichuan. Central China is doing pretty good. They see what's going on in northern China, so they're trying to bolster the support here in central China. Japan's pushing on Shanghai. Of course, we have a trade pact with them now. Let's see here. Warlords in Yunnan are kind of moving. Japan is trying to gain support in Thailand so that maybe they can move on into Burma. And then we got England, they have a trade pact with Australia, working on the Dutch East Indies. Let's see, this last turn, this is kind of what we had. So we had additional points spent in Japanese research, built some additional active units. China increased their research. Britain increased their research. Russia can't research, so I don't know why that thing is there. Well, I think what they can do is, like, part of the research, they basically donate a point to China, which Russia's not really going to do that. See, part of the problem is not having for me, is not really having a good understanding of how World at War works, because I've never played a World at War. So being able to understand what's going on here is heavily influenced by your understanding of World at War. So, it says in the game boxes that these are standalone games, but had I played World at War before, it probably would help out. And part of the thing where it really shows is in the research, right? So I have my research sheets over here. So this is what we've got going on in China for research. What we have going on in England for research. Set that down here. And then we have Japanese research. So one of the big things is how does this stuff convert over to World at War? Like, I don't know, what effect does air range have? Air range doesn't have any effect in Storm over Asia, but depending on how far I get, it does have an effect over World at War. And I don't know. I'm unclear. I mean, I've looked at the book, but again, you don't know how how much that will affect things. Like, where's one here? Which one was? That was a good one that actually kind of. I think it was air range. So let's look. This is really not easy to do one-handed. All right, so air range. A Japanese storm over Asia air range result generates a brackets +5 modifier in a world at war when Japanese first rolls air range research. Well, I don't really know how much that +5 is going to matter because I've never actually had to do it. So you have this, right? And then this is another problem with the rules, right? So you have 6.32a, 6.32b, intermediate Japanese storm over Asia air results indicate a plus number on the storm over Asia research record sheet. Generate a plus whatever modifier in a world at war when Japan first rolls for air range research. Basically, 6.32a and 6.32b say the exact same thing. So depending on how far I've researched, I'm going to generate either a +1 result, a +2 result, a +3 result, a +4 result, or a +5 result. So basically, case A and case B say the same thing. Case B is probably the better version. So you can see the rules are bloated because somebody hasn't gone through and proofread these rules and taken things like this out that don't belong there. So if I can pick out this one result here, you can probably assume that most of this rule book is probably like that. So this rule book is twice the size that it needs to be because we have redundant rules in here. And this one is actually the clearer one. So if I make it to the end, I will get a +5 result, which this shows here. So now you can see the frustration with this game is like, it's difficult. And I'm trying to, at this point in time, it's almost personal, right? It's like, I'm not going to get beat by this nonsense. It's like I almost have a vendetta against it. I want to prove that I can beat this mess that it seems like they've thrown together and not proofread, and just like you can tell that they just keep adding stuff and they just keep adding stuff and they never take anything away. It's kind of like our legal justice system, right? They just keep creating more laws, but they never remove laws, That's exactly what's going on here. So I know I'm sounding pretty salty, and I'm really trying to get a decent understanding of what's going on. But man, the rules do not make it easy. There was another spot in here trying to figure out this Japanese naval garrison, and the way they have it written in the rules is not only counterintuitive, it's anti-intuitive, which means they're doing everything to not make sense. And I went on their forum to look and try to get some explanation as to why this was the way it was. And really the only thing I could find is you put your Japanese ships up here to show that the U.S. has progressed a little bit farther because they don't have counters for this. They have counters for everything in the game except for this. It makes you want to pull your hair out. So anyway, we are about ready to start the spring 1936 turn for Gathering Storm and Storm over Asia. So from here on out, everything's going to be synchronous, hopefully. And yeah, stay tuned for more insanity. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. All right, folks, I'm still in spring of 1936. I'm about halfway through. I'm about ready to do the diplomatic phase. So I've conducted, I've done the public events and the random event. Well, not all the random events, because some of them you don't reveal until the specific phase that it's in. But I've done income and industrial, and there's a little bit more industrial stuff that goes on the European side. The Japanese side, really the only industrial stuff is involved with Japan, because they're the only ones that have factories. But I know I ranted a little bit, well, quite a bit in the early portion of this video, but I just wanted to, come back and say that, doing probably my favorite part of the game is the research. So I love doing the research phase. That's to me, that's probably one of the more interesting things. So, I've kind of been, I enjoy the game when I'm not sifting through the rules. It's actually pretty fun to try to, and I'm really interested to see what the outcome is going to be by the end of it, right? And so to me, that's interesting. I enjoy that aspect of it. Not sifting through the rules is a lot of fun. Thinking about what the end result is going to be is a lot of fun. It's just all that other stuff that makes it kind of not fun. And basically the main culprits are down there in the rule book. So that's the part that I don't enjoy. But I did want to clarify that I do enjoy aspects of the game. There's other things that that really get on my nerves. So just to kind of put that little disclaimer in there. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see how this goes.